Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. Today we are doing album sides. So it's Thursday night, it's album side night. This is a bi weekly program coming out every second week, alternates with ranking the songs off an album. So basically, what we do here is I pick a side of an album that I think is near perfect, and I talk about the songs and why I think this album is near perfect. So the album I've chosen today for this episode is Allied Forces by Triumph. I've been giving Triumph a lot of attention the last week or so, and I want to continue with this particular album. Now, this is not my favorite Triumph album, but when I looked at my favorite Triumph album, I discovered that although I do love most of the tracks on that, there's a couple songs on either side that make it so it's not near perfect album side. Sorry, somebody's dogs are going mental out here. Anyways, I chose the side 2 from this album, which has 4 of the 9 tracks on it. Side 1 is okay. It's a good side. There's a couple of tracks that I think are not actually perfect or even close to it. But the second side, all 4 tracks are perfect, including even Petite Etude, which is a classical guitar bit, which I absolutely think is one of his best. So we're going to start off by talking with Fight the Good Fight. This could be one of Triumph's best songs. It is one of Triumph's best songs. Could even be his best song. In recent years, I'm leaning more towards this track than I was to some of the other stuff that I loved on Just a Game. Possibly because those songs like Move On, Just a Game, and Lay It on the Line, and even Young Enough to Cry, those are the 4 I really like on that album. All of those ones kind of burned out a bit for me over time. Not so much with Fight the Good Fight. Really think this song, heavy, catchy, tons of hooks, great vocals by Rick Emmett. Great song to start off the side of an album. I think it may be the best song on this album, and absolutely adore it. Okay, the next song is Ordinary Man. This one, more subdued, not as epic in scope, but so much emotion coming out of here. Just so well done. There are some catchy riffs on this particular track too, but it's the vocal emotional dominance of the song, which I think is absolutely killer on this particular track. You know, now this one doesn't have much. I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the length of that song. It's about a 6-minute song, really good, but this particular CD doesn't have much on the song. But it is just, to me, it's one of those songs that it took a little bit of time for me to really come to like it, but it kind of grew on me a bit. But I think it, in some ways, it is probably the next best track on this album. Absolutely killer. Kind of reminds me of Nature Child on Progressions of Power, but this one is a little bit more constrained. It's not slow and then speed up. It's a little bit more on the moderation side. The next tune on here, Petite Etude. This is a classical guitar bit. And he does generally do, at least early on in their career, he would do at least one kind of classical guitar bit on album, and this one's one of the better ones. I included it in my playset, what I did to playset. I just think it's, even though he's a hard rock and electric guitar wizard, I still think this guy has a lot of that classical bit to his music that really sets Triumph apart. Not unlike the way they are with Rush, where they have a lot of electric stuff, but every once in a while, Alex Lifeson will show his acoustic abilities as well. So we have the same kind of thing going on here. Both those bands, absolute killer guitar players. The last track on this album is Say Goodbye, which I think is an absolute another knockout, an underrated deep cut on this album, making this one of the strongest of Triumph's album. And in many ways, it is their strongest album for this reason, that that second side of that album is actually near perfection. And so I chose this song because I like the way it just kind of ends out. So you got Fool for Your Love, which is the opening track on the album, or in this case, Fight the Good Fight, which is the opening track on this side of the album, which really bring out the energy, and then it, Say Goodbye kind of closes it out nicely with that same type of feeling. So overall, I would say this is the best side of any Triumph album, for sure. I think it is. Fight the Good Fight, Ordinary Man, Petite Etude, and Say Goodbye. Excellent, excellent album. Excellent, excellent side of an album. So there you have it. Triumph's Allied Forces for album sides. Album side 2, Near Perfection. Anybody else out there have anything to say about it? You can do that in the comment section below. If you think another Triumph album approaches that kind of thing, you can also talk about that. Anything you want to talk about, you can put it in the comment section below. Do not forget to hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. And the notification bell. Next week, we'll be back to ranking the albums, as it will be its turn to be on here. And so we will see you then. So have yourself a good evening. Take care and goodbye.